Welcome to Movie Roundup today. I'm going to explain a thriller movie and terror called The Super Deep. A secret research laboratory located in Russia has entered quarantine after the emergence of a strange disease. One night the renowned researcher Anna Fedorova gets a call from the delinquent colonel saying that he should go to the super deep glue pit, that is the deepest hole in the world where the laboratory is located in quarantine. The colonel tells him that he have heard strange noises after the disappearance of at least 20 people, and asks Anna to come with him and her team to investigate what happened. The girl accepts, and the next day we can see Anna with the colonel and a group of soldiers led by the eldest being gay, heading to the super deep well in helicopter. Upon arrival the pilot lands, and quickly one of the scientists from the laboratory approaches the helicopter. Suspiciously the soldiers give him the loud voice and then they shoot him, but the man stands up again and detonates a grenade that he had in his hand, causing minor damage to the crew. When getting off the helicopter, a lieutenant informs the colonel that the scientist he came from below and said he was infected. Anna approaches the body to extract tissue samples and be able to study it, but the samples disintegrate quickly. At night the team decides to enter the well to start with research. One of the scientists, healthy, called Piotr, next to the head of the Dr. Grigoriev facilities, accompany since they are the ones who they know the place and the access codes. When they get to the elevator the doctor enter the code and the others sit while they go down. The doctor speeds up the elevator and depressurizes it and then put on an oxygen mask. Makes everyone there swoon less, and when breaking, the doctor enters the facilities taking the key with him. The group wakes up, they leave the elevator, and the soldiers go in search of the doctor. The others look at the plans and observe, which are 6,000 meters underground in the first level, where all scientists are staying. On the other side of the floor there is one more elevator that takes them to the second level, where is the laboratory at 12,000 meters depth. As they go through the first level the group meet an engineer and a doctor who could not leave anymore, who were in quarantine. Site inspection and testing, both concluding that neither was suddenly infected. The Dr. Grigoriev appears in the elevator and tells Anna silently that they should go or everyone is going to die. Have to warn quickly to the soldiers who shoot him. While the elevator doors they close and the doctor goes to down. The group don't care what you say, said the doctor, and they decide to go down to the level inferior equally. As they do not have the key to use the elevator, they decide to open the door to the pipeline emergency and get ready to go down to the floor. Down the stairs before nothing, they put on some suits that allows them to withstand extreme heat. What is he doing down there? And then they open the door. The group is surprised to see a girl that came from the laboratory on the level lower, and before going down they decide take her to the infirmary to do some tests. They review it and observe that her back is covered by a stranger mushroom. Anna takes a small sample and she places in a microscope, where she observes that the mold spreads very quickly and produces an unusual shine red. The group leaves the doctor alone in nurse in care of the girl, but the infected one is more aggressive and try to attack the doctor. Suddenly Grigorieva speaks through the speakers and she says that they have done wrong to stay and that the fungus could endanger the entire humanity, so detonates a bomb which will cause the installation to crash in an hour. They devise a plan, and after a while Anna Sergio and go to the infirmary where they find the room full of mold and the infected girl still glued to the floor. Long Live the Woman releases a thick gas, tainted about the older being gay, and Anna runs and puts on a mask. Gas so as not to get the doctor. Was also there covered in mold, saying that she was very cold, and she hears this so she realizes that the parasite does not resist in places with very low temperatures. Quickly leaves the infirmary together with the eldest and disinfect his clothes for. Unfortunately the gas made the biggest. Sergio contracted the infection at. Discuss the situation with the colonel, explaining that mold cannot survive in cold conditions. The permafrost surrounding the facility is what prevents its spread. The only way the world can live is inside a warm body, but if the person dies in a cold environment, mold, Anna will also die. Tells the colonel that the parasite is very dangerous and that they should not be taken out of the facility. But the colonel tells him that if they succeed controlling the parasite could be a weapon. Biology that gives a lot of power to Russia. Group prepares and the colonel orders 3 soldiers to go down a duct to the lab and return with information shortly after. 2 of them. They come back very scared and tell the others that there is something big in there. 3rd man returns also without a arm and kills himself in front of the others for what the colonel decides. Close the door. Moments later something knocks on the door with force, so the group flees. Running to the other side of the installation they meet the elevator doors open and the engineer tries to disable the system. Elevator safety for power. Go down. After a short time he gets it and some soldiers are left doing guard while the others go down to the laboratory. The colonel, the scientist, the engineer and Anna go down to the lower level. And upon entering the laboratory they find all torn fire suits and sabotaged by Dr. Grigorov. In the place also finds an A recorder which plays the latest doctor's words before he died. Message said that the parasite had been frozen in permafrost by million years. Also indicates that the parasite has the ability to devastate with life on Earth, since once infected, mold makes people come together and melt, forming a giant ball of bodies. Moxos that give off a dense gas. Contagious. The group already had all the samples needed to study parasite, but they still lack the key to be able to leave the premises. Colonel decides to leave the laboratory to the cave where the mold, since the doctor was dead there. With the key, the cave is very high temperatures and suits are damaged. So the colonel walks in that place without protection until the time, and the colonel does not return at that. Anna puts on an oxygen mask and decides to go look for him. A few meters later he finds him dead. With the key in her hand, Anna returns to the laboratory, and when the scientist enters, he threatens them with a rifle so that they hit him. The key the man wanted out of the installation with all the samples of the parasite to claim the success of the investigation to him alone. The engineer gives it and the 3 go up the elevator. At the first level when they arrive they see that the soldiers who were on guard no longer. They are to be able to go outside. They must cross the entire level, as the elevator that takes them outside is in the other end of the installation. Scientist orders them to go ahead, and when they reach the elevator a pile of young bodies pounces on the subject, catching it. Anna flees and hides in the cold room, but realizes that the scientist had the key, so a bucket is thrown ice water on top and goes out to look for it. Man was glued to the pile of bodies and Anna manages to take the key and run away. She looks for the engineer and together they run to the elevator to escape. Young people manage to introduce the key to time getting the doors to close just before the stack of bodies reach them while they climb. They hear a whisper calling Anna and they manage to see the biggest seo-joon glued to the center column in very good condition. Advanced disease man. Ask them not to go up since the parasite could escape and infect the whole humanity. Anna agrees and tries stop the elevator but the engineer hits the girl and insists on leaving that place. The two struggle and the older manages to gain strength by stabbing the engineer and freeing Anna by misfortune. Surge expels the gas contagious and the girl is infected, showing the unusual red glow that produces mold. With the few forces that are left to gnaw, she tries to make the elevator fall to the empty but she does not get it since the infection from her further weakens her, leaving her almost unconscious upon arrival. Surface. Two subjects with suits biologics come in and try to help her and while they drag her out Anna takes out forces and manages to press the button, causing the elevator to collapse. Anna is carried outside in a truck full of soldiers but the girl, she does not want to be rescued since she is infected and could put at risk the humanity. Then Anna steals a grenade of one of the soldiers and gets out of the truck, blowing up to kill mode inside of her. Remember to leave your like, that helps a lot to the channel. Subscribe and activate the notifications to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching and until next time.